Hello and welcome to I Am Geek. This is episode 298. I'm your host Ryan, joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin. Can you believe it's that many episodes in? 298.
It's crazy.
We're approaching
like 3,000.
Okay. Well, we're approaching the big 300. What are we going to do for the 300? I don't know. We'll find out.
We've had some good milestone episodes.
Yeah.
So we're going to make sure this one's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can get some past guests maybe, or some friends of the show, or we'll just do a big Acolyte,
big old screen
round table.
Yeah, there we go. It'll be over by then, right?
Yeah, we're gonna bring down the Wi-Fi.
Yes. Maybe we should do a live show. I don't know. Let us know in the comments, because I know you guys like to comment.
We missed the live shows.
Who are you again?
But tonight, okay, so if you want to hear a more in-depth review of the Acolyte for the first 3 episodes, go back to last week's episode of Living with the Landspeeder.
Yes.
On YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts.
So 29.
Yeah, and before we do our attraction, which was
Tomorrowland
Speedway, we talked about the Acolyte a little bit.
Yes.
I will, because the other two didn't watch it. Just a little synopsis here for me. I did watch episode 4, and without going into too much detail, I can say that it's still the same for me. If you listen to Living with the Landspeeder, I want to like it, but so far I just can't get into it. Not because of any actors or anything, just the story. I don't know. It's sort of clunky.
Yeah, I was not on last week's episode to talk about it. But I watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
And I think I'm good. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to. I've got my fill. I don't need to watch anymore. And there's certain things like when you're watching stuff like this that you can kind of look past. If like you're enjoying the plot and you're enjoying
the action,
just the action and everything. Like, I mean, like any space movie, it's like, why is there sounds in space? There shouldn't be sounds in space.
Or fire in space.
Or fire in space. There shouldn't be fire. But if you're watching a show and you find yourself just like drawn to those little things that shouldn't be happening, like fire in space or fire burning rock and metal, you're just like, so yeah, this is all I'm paying attention to is just like this weird stuff because nothing good is holding my attention.
Yeah, that stuff didn't bother me. It was just like the clunky dialogue and
it did bother you about the mountain burning down.
Oh yeah, well that was weird. Like, but like he's saying, if the story was like the writing and the acting and the plot was really good, then yes, that wouldn't have bothered me. But like Chris said, it's like you see stuff, you're like, oh, like squirrel, like you get distracted.
And it's stuff that like little things like that they could have like easily had fixed as well, because like why did they need to be on top of a mountain with just rock and metal? Because when they said that the place burned down in like episode 1 or whatever, I pictured like vast forest or something.
Which they showed in episode 1, them running through a burning down forest.
Yeah.
And then episode 3, they're in a rock mountain.
Yeah, and they're trying to hide from the Jedi, I guess. But like, again, we'll pick the mountaintop.
Yeah, again,
no look for us.
There's more episodes, so there could be twists and turns coming. This latest episode was like if you took a section of Lord of the Rings where they're walking, and you just made that the 30 minutes of the episode, just them walking. And there was this scene that I thought was going to be really cool where they walk through these trees and this spoilers, whatever. Where they're walking through this forest and there's these trees with these growth things looking on them, looking things on them, and she like touches one and it comes to life, and it's actually these big bugs, and I'm like, oh, there's like tons of them. Like they're gonna all come off this tree and they're gonna have this big battle with these bugs.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh.
One came off, flew around. The Soul Jedi guy lights his lightsaber, and the bug just runs into his lightsaber, and he goes, "They're attracted to light." And then they just walk away, and that was it. There was no big fight, no big battle. One flute flies off the tree and slices itself through a lightsaber, and he goes, "They're attracted to light." And then they puts away his lightsaber, and they just carry on their journey. It was just stuff like that. That's just like what? And then they have this like, I guess they wanted an Ewok equivalent or something, so they made a cute furry creature to guide the Force-sensitive Jedi on their journey, because they couldn't use the Force to find another Force-sensitive. They had to use an otter to sniff a Wookiee out.
Wookiees are stinky.
Yeah,
it's
it's just stuff like that.
You gotta have creatures.
And it's a whole story about revenge and this one woman going to kill Jedi.
It's not though. If you watch the 4th episode, it's not. I'll tell you what happens.
Well, I mean, so you'd think there'd at least be like per episode, like whenever they encounter these Jedi that they're wanting to kill or whatever, there'd be like a nice fight scene.
Yeah,
which they had in the first episode, which is what they showed in the trailer, basically. And then the other two is just like, well, I'll convince him to drink some poison.
Yeah.
And then this one, you don't even see a fight at all.
Well, here's the thing with this one. Again, this is spoilers. Why not? So the Jedi killer, if we want to call it that, May, is there with the chemist guy on this planet, walking. They're talking about how she needs to kill one of the Jedis without her without a lightsaber, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then she walks away from him and screams, and he comes after her and gets caught in this trap that she set up. And she goes, "You know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to go turn myself into the Wookiee Jedi, and they can take me in because I don't want to kill Jedi anymore. Okay, see you later." And then she walks. I mean, pretty much that was the dialogue. I don't want to do. There's no explaining it. There's no reason why she's decided to go. It was just like, you know what? I don't think I want to do this anymore. I'm just going to go turn myself into the Jedi, and they can take me in. And then she goes, she leaves. She's like, bye, and just leaves the dude hanging from the tree. Walks out, sees the otter guy. It's like, oh, hi there. And then she runs inside to where the Wookiee is and finds him dead. And then she's like, oh no, he's here. And then the Jedi come and they tell her to come out. And then Mary Poppins flies down behind him, the Smilo Ren or whatever you want to call him. Flies down behind. And he lights his lightsaber.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
And then all the Jedi light their lightsaber.
Yes.
And then Force pushes them, and then that's the end of the episode.
Great.
But it's just, that's what drives me crazy is the dialogue and the acting. It's just like we were thinking that she's on this journey, and then she just goes, I don't want to do that anymore.
Well, it can't be for her sister because the last time she saw her sister, she tried to kill her. So
it's just very clunky, and I know people are like, "Oh, if you don't like this show, then you're just against blah blah blah." No, I'm against bad writing and bad plot and bad acting. That's what I'm against. If I wanted this, I can watch a poorly done fan film on YouTube. That's usually better. So I don't know. It was just a weird episode. But here's my two theories about this Milo Ren, because that's what people's calling him. One is very predictable. One could be cool, but I guarantee they won't do it. The predictable is the chemist is the freaking Milo Ren. I mean, pretty much the whole
That's
time.
kind of what I thought.
Yeah, pretty much the whole time. It's just like, oh yeah, he would like if you would do this, and he would like if you would do that, and it's like, and then she goes like, he's here, and I'm like, who else was with you? Oh yeah, the guy you put in the trap in the tree.
He was the one person that you told that you weren't going to go kill him.
Yeah. So that's the very predictable thing, which is probably what they'll do. What could have been cool, and they could still do it, but because of how clunky everything is, I really don't want them to ruin this character by making it this person. What they could do is make this cloaked Smilo Ren figure actually be one of the mother witches that survived, and that witch becomes the mother that is seen in Star Wars lore. So you have the father, you have the father, the son, the daughter, and you have the mother, who's like this creepy thing. And the mother actually has the big teeth that goes all the way around her face, sort of like that mask. So that would be cool if they did it right. But that's such a cool character. I don't know if I want them to do that.
Yeah.
Well, another thing they could do, which everyone would hate, is Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, people are saying that too. But
but they're going to take one of the witches
and
they're going to make her Darth Plagueis, because we haven't seen Darth Plagueis. Nobody, we don't know if it's a him or her or anything, do we?
Yeah. My thing is, if they didn't make it the mother, then it would make what Ki-Adi-Mundi says in episode 1 sort of makes sense, because that's the other spoiler. They brought Ki-Adi-Mundi, who should not be alive yet, technically, as part of this lower Jedi Council. He appears on screen. He's in the credits. And in episode 1, he goes, "Oh, we have not seen a Sith for a millennia." Which means A, this person is not going to be a Sith, or B, he's a straight up liar covering stuff up in episode 1.
He's not good at counting. So.
It's just, I don't want to hate on it. I hate hating on Star Wars.
Oh.
But it's just, I sat there the whole time watching it, going into it thinking, okay, I'll give it another chance. The whole time just talking to the TV, like, what are you doing? Like, why is this happening? This makes no sense. Why did she change her mind all of a sudden? Like, all this stuff. Why is Ki-Adi-Mundi there?
Well,
is he a bad guy now? I don't. And the way they're sitting, like, supposedly this is supposed to be a Sith show based on the Sith. They have, 4 episodes to make it based on the Sith? Because so far it's not been. They've just sort of made the Jedi look like either bad guys or idiots. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it deserves the rating that it has gotten on Rotten Tomato.
Lower than the holiday special.
I don't think it's being review bombed. I think it's just being reviewed honestly.
Yeah.
Because I've never reviewed on Rotten Tomato, and I did for this show. It wasn't like review bombed. It was my honest opinion. I tried to give it a chance, but I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
No.
So that brings me to a fun game that we're going to do tonight.
Well, good.
This may not be a long episode because we may get through the game, and unless we've got any news. Do we have any news?
Well, I can say that they did a cast reveal for the Batman Caped Crusader animated series. It's going to be on Amazon Prime. It's from the creators of the original Batman animated series. They grew up on. So I have hopes for it. But they have some interesting casting. For Batman, they have Hamish Linklater, who you probably would not know from the name. But he's been in various things. He was in the New Adventures of Old Christine. He was in a Robin Williams show. He was He was in Gen V. He's in American Horror Story. He's been in a few different things. So he's like a good character actor.
Good.
But there's a trailer out where you can actually hear his Batman voice. It's pretty good. But they also have Christina Ricci as Catwoman.
Oh.
Jamie Chung, who played Blink in The Gifted, that X-Men show, or she was Valerie Vale, Vicky Vale's sister, or something like that.
Oh.
In Gotham.
Mm.
She's good. Diedrich Bader, who Drew Carey show and like various voiceovers. He's going to be Two-Face. And they've mentioned some other people, but they didn't say who they're playing, like Minnie Driver and McKenna Grace.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of good voice actors. Of course, classic voice actors like Tom Kenny and John DiMaggio are going to be doing voices.
John DiMaggio.
Yeah, Bender from Futurama.
Yeah. There was another announcement, a very early stage announcement, but supposedly there's a Spaceballs 2 in the works.
Yeah.
Yes, with Josh Gad.
I'm very nervous about this one.
We'll see. Like the history of the world that they did on Hulu. Like it was mostly good. Like for like the first few episodes, it was good. Last few episodes were a little kind of
bad,
okay-ish. But I mean, Mel Brooks is involved. That's Josh Gad. I like Josh Gad.
Yeah.
And he's one of the writers on it too. So we'll see.
I guess my thing is that Spaceballs was such a perfect cast.
Yes,
I don't know how they can replicate that.
Well, I'm kind of hoping they're going to do like a prequel or something.
I hope they don't try to recast certain characters.
Yeah, because you all of a sudden just see the story, it's a familiar story in some ways, right? But it's you don't necessarily know what was going on beforehand, so maybe so.
And yeah, some of the, I mean, they definitely can't get all the actors back. I mean,
they can't. That's
past, and then Rick Moranis doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah, so hopefully it's a different story within the Spaceballs universe.
Yeah, I feel like it will be. And Josh Gad, he's a big Star Wars fan. So I feel like he can do some fun stuff with it, either based off the prequels or even making fun of the new sequels.
It's going to be based off the Acolyte.
He's going to be playing twins.
Yep.
So
I don't know. It's a wait and see for me. It's a wait and see.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm not holding anything against it.
No. It's just like, Rick Moranis, John Candy. I mean, Joan Rivers. Who else was it? Who played Lone Star?
Paxton.
Paxton?
Pullman or Paxton?
Pullman.
Wait, Pullman. Yeah. Pullman. Yeah.
Yeah. President of the United States.
Yes.
President it was such a good movie. All right, are we ready for this game? And then if we have any other news we think of, we can do it at the end.
Sure.
All right. So I thought since we were talking about the Acolyte and how it was rated so bad on Rotten Tomato that we would do we'd make our version of Rotten Tomato, but it'll be we should call it Rotten Tomato, right? Copyright stuff.
It's more sophisticated.
The game. So here's what I'm going to do. I've chosen movies for this. I know Acolyte's a show, but I chose movies and I typed in blockbuster movie, lowest rated blockbuster movies on Rotten Tomato. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a review of it. I'll leave out some details if it says the title, and you guys see if you can guess the movie. And these are, I made sure to do blockbusters. So these are all like, this isn't some random,
no, we should know these.
Yeah. These are all movies you should know. It's not like some weird art film that was on there and they're like, oh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like I specifically put in blockbuster movies for these. Okay.
Not just found at Blockbuster stores.
No.
Actual blockbuster movies. I got you.
Yeah. So I won't go in like lowest to highest. I'm just going to pick random ones and then I'll tell you
the
percent. This one got a 10%. 10%.
10%.
So just to be straight, 10% is the low, like the lower the score, the worse, right? Yeah. So it's rotten. But if it's a high, this was 98% Rotten Tomato, then it's good.
Yeah. Yes. So the 10% tomato meter, 51% audience score. So there's
audience kind of liked it, but the pros did not.
The pros and let's see here.
It's probably a pretty good movie. Okay.
Yeah. Do we get a year or anything? I guess we'll try first, and then
I'll read you a critic review and an audience review. How about that?
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Perfect. Which one do you want me to start with?
Let's. Go ahead.
Go with the critic.
The critic. We'll start with the critic review. If you get it with that, then you get 2 points. But if you need the audience review, then it goes down to 1 point.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. We'll see.
Perfect. That works.
A Sarah Palin joke? A Charlie Sheen wisecrack? Is this a blank movie or a Letterman monologue? That's a really bad one. I should have picked a different one. I'll pick a different one.
It sounds familiar.
Okay. The opening 20 minutes or so play like nothing more than a widescreen Carnival Cruise commercial. Everything's so glossy and superficial. You can almost feel the spray tan ooze down your arm.
Oh.
Okay.
Surely it's not Barbie or something, because it actually did well, right?
You want an audience? This one will give it away maybe, but this one will help you.
Okay.
Set out the rodent traps for this lazy exercise in children's entertainment.
Children's entertainment.
With rodent traps.
With tans.
And then I'll give you, if you want a user review.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Make a pun, write an entire film around it. For example, blank, blank, blank 5, Chip gets real.
Oh, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the movie. No,
close though.
California Highway Patrol. Chips.
You give up?
Yeah.
Emoji Movie.
Chris should be familiar with this movie. It's Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked.
Oh, ouch.
Sorry.
Wow. I'm gonna go crawl in a corner.
We'll have to edit that one out. Well, he only knew the good parts about it. He didn't necessarily agree with what they're saying.
I was told that everyone I know enjoyed it.
I'm sorry. I just saw that one on there and I had to start with that one because I was like, this is hilarious.
Nice.
Wow.
Alvin and the Chipmunks 5, Chips Get Real. That was what it said as the title of what they were going to do next.
I just thought you were censoring yourself. Okay, got
it. No, Chips Get Real. Okay, the next one has a 5% on the tomato meter.
Whoa.
And a 30% on the audience score.
Aliens in the Attic.
Okay.
He didn't say no.
Rock Dog.
This will give you the director. This will give you the director. I don't understand their full. It's sort of I'm not going to read the full. The endings of M. Night Shyamalan films were always the biggest mystery. Now the only mystery remaining is how, in a recession, he continues to get studios to fund his films.
Ooh.
So, is it a recent M. Night movie?
What's the?
It's not Lady in the Lake.
I don't know the name of it. It's one with Mark Wahlberg, probably. Like, the trees are killing us, man. I don't know the name of it though.
There's another. I mean,
I don't know if it's that one.
It's not what you're thinking. Shyamalan is your trickster guide on a journey into nothingness, from which only your soul, dead shadow, will ever return.
Jeez.
This movie is not just a flop; it's a big budget flop, and it's a throwback to the grand old genre, the movie that's so bad that it's bad.
This is not
The
good.
Village.
Oh no!
Let me look and see if there's an audience score that might help you.
You didn't like The Village?
No.
Oh, I like The
Village. Way better than that garbage show it's based off of.
Oh, Avatar.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was bad.
The live action Avatar, right?
The last Airbender.
The live action one.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5%. 5%.
It deserves it. It took like 6 earthbenders to move like one tiny rock or something.
Let's see. What's another one? Oh gosh. This one's 13%.
Not going well.
Yeah. This is another fun one. We could quit at any time too.
No.
Lazily plotted, entirely predictable. The film reminds me of one of that other so-and-so's most famous phrases. It's deja vu all over again. It's a terrible done, unimaginative film that really isn't worth the price of cinema ticket, even with the excellent Roadrunner short that comes before it.
Oh, what?
This is the tune, the basketball movie.
Space Jam.
Space Jam
2.
Millions of adults grew up watching this cartoon, but instead of playing to those memories, it does a little as possible to technically qualify as a blank movie.
Blank movie, man.
Yogi Bear.
Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
Oh, Yogi Bear. Oh, no.
I knew it.
I
knew it.
Womp, womp, womp.
I'm surprised on how many movies are on this list. I think that's the only 2. That's the only 2.
Wow.
I couldn't help it. It was right there. I mean, all right, here we go. It's another 13%.
Great.
Chris did not make this movie.
Thanks.
He didn't make any of those.
He didn't make any of them. If you get what this is a series of movies, so if you get what the series is, then I'll give it to you. How about that?
Good. Okay. Good.
Oh, that would give it away.
Well, we kind of need some.
This third installment of this franchise is full of action sequences that try to thrill, but ultimately just crash together into a rather predictable ball of mediocrity.
Fast and Furious.
Series
Expendables.
No.
Mission Impossible.
Oceans.
Never trust a movie in which a character exclaims, "Here we go again."
No.
Just as so-and-so, the actor that stars in the movie, does 30 minutes into the third installment of this franchise. Pray that this is a franchise that's dead for good this time. It's a little
John Wick.
Oh.
I liked all the John Wicks, but I don't know.
No, it's not.
Freddy?
I'm thinking it's an action thing.
Let's see if I got an audience score that will help you. Honestly, why even make the movie with a replacement for this character, the female character? Either delay the project or remove her character.
Oh, The Mummy?
Yes. Do you know which mummy?
The Mummy, the Emperor.
Like Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Which is also a movie that I worked at the studio where they...
Oh, sorry.
I didn't work on it. I didn't work on it, but the studio I worked on it.
Oh, man.
Don't worry. X-Men won't be in this one, probably.
And the next movie is X-Men.
Yes, I got one.
Okay, this movie is actually one that I liked.
Oh.
We'll do one that mean, I think Chris liked it too. Okay. It got 16%.
Okay.
28% for the audience. So it's low.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. This movie is exhausting, utterly without feeling, and pointless. Though the main actor looks great in his Western outfit.
Cowboys and Aliens?
Close.
Western outfit.
Wild Wild West.
Jim West, Desperado. Wild Wild West.
This is a bad review. I'm just gonna say, this movie poses this not very pressing question: can a comedy costing something north of $100 million hope to succeed solely on the basis of special effects, cross-dressing, and a vertically challenged villain?
Short villain, cross-dressing.
That's a horrible review.
What in the world?
Insane. No, wait. Clowns from outer space.
This one will give it away, but I can just read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's exasperating. Best to give a miss to a movie whose title should be Mild Zest or just Failed Jest.
Didn't we say Wild Wild West?
We said Wild Wild West.
Oh, I must have missed you. Who said
I was rapping. We were singing the song. And
we were.
I was
looking at Desperado.
Wiki.
I was looking for other reviews. Sorry. Yeah, Wild Wild West. It got that bad of a review.
Wow, I didn't hate it.
I liked it. I mean, it wasn't the best movie, but it was like one of those fun popcorn.
Just fun, stupid. Yeah.
It was stupid fun. It was stupid.
Yeah, just stupid fun. You need those movies.
Yeah, and it was. Did y'all watch the show? I'm assuming at least a little bit, or did you?
I remember when the
movie
movie was coming out, like on Nick at Night, like they started showing episodes of it, so I watched some of it.
Yeah, so I don't think it. I mean, it was obviously different and out there, but it. You
guys got a point.
Didn't matter because it was just kind of silly show anyway. So,
ready for your next one?
Yes,
9%.
Great.
Tomato score. 38% audience. I know Chris and I have seen this movie.
Oh.
I would assume Katrin had seen this movie. It came out. I'll give you the year.
Great.
1988.
Oh, okay.
It was one from our youth. Oh yeah, let's see here.
I'm just gonna leave all these pauses.
Right. Designed just to give the main character a few more opportunities for humorous, heroic problem solving, rather than to create a worthwhile plot for the Australians' unique talents.
What Australians?
Dundee?
Two.
That was an easy one. Isn't that the one where he walks on the heads of people to get to the girl?
I think so. Yeah, across the city.
He's like, "Oh, these people are like sheep. I can just walk across them."
I love Crocodile Dundee.
That was great.
The first one at least. I don't remember the second one as much, but
I just remember him walking on heads. All right,
that's a knife.
That's on 10% tomato meter.
Yes.
57% audience score. So that's a big difference, though. 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Here we go. Oh well, this is a short one. It says the name. I'll just read this one for fun. It says the name of the movie, and then it just says is dog food. Like this is a critic saying this.
Huh.
All right. The book is a 10-minute read. The movie's a 90-minute watch. The additions, deflated.
That one, I feel like I may have seen that review before for Cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or something similar.
The one, the Antonian Quirk or whatever from the London Evening Standard just says the Cat in the Hat is dog food. It wasn't that good. I tried to get I was like, let's watch this, The Cat in the Hat. And the kids are like, okay. And we started and like, no. They're like, we're done.
The show is good though with Martin Short. Martin Short. It's really good.
Do you want one more
on PBS? Now, of course, we want another.
Okay.
Got to redeem ourselves.
This was 10%. We got the Cat in the Hat. You got Wild West. I didn't even know you got it. This has a 10% on Tomato Meter and 62% audience score. So again, I vaguely remember. I mean, I remember watching. I remember that I watched this movie, but I don't remember everything that happens in the movie. While this movie may be enjoyable for those willing to turn their brains off and forget what year we live in, and can't hold a candle to many of this actor's other flicks. This is what this actor's home movie videos would be like. I could tell you what year if you want me to.
Sure. Yeah,
sure.
It's 2010.
Whoa. 2010. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Green Hornet.
The Green Lantern.
Maybe I'll give you a good review. Let's see. I don't think that's going to help. It's a good review though. Why are the audience reviews so much better? Like more like reviews than the other ones.
Maybe I don't know. It seems like it should be the other way.
You would think.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen movie.
I still remember the day. This is a good review. I still remember the day I saw this at the theater with my family. The experience made a big impression because to this day, I've never seen so many people in a packed theater laughing to that magnitude. The biggest and most constant choirs of laughter I've ever heard.
Wow.
Drinks were spilling, popcorn and nachos flying everywhere from people barely able to hold on to their concessions because of how much they were laughing. This movie always brings many smiles to my face and has the capacity to make a bad day feel better. One of my favorite this actor's movies.
That review would be similar to what I would say about That Thing You Do, because that's one of my favorites.
I'm surprised that got
The Hangover.
No. This is a hard one. All right, I could give you the actor's name that they keep talking about.
Yeah, give us that.
Adam Sandler.
Not Billy Madison or something. Or what's the
Click?
Mr. D.
This movie cast of comedy vets is it's a cast of comedy vets. It's got a bunch of different comedians in it.
Mr. D's.
2010? I'm trying to think what he did in 2010.
Granted, Sandler's script has one or two laughs, but it's mostly excruciating and lacks the self-mockery of, say, a Judd Apatow movie.
Crazy Night?
One with the kid where he has.
I don't think you're going to get it. It's Kevin James is in it too.
Oh, I know this one.
Grown Ups?
Grown Ups.
Hitch is with what's his name?
Which I'm not going to do the other one, but Grown Ups 2 is on the list too. So Grown Ups 1
Grown Ups
and Grown Ups 2 is on the list.
Grown Ups 1 is the
worst blockbuster.
Great movie.
Yeah, Grown Ups 1 was fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it's funny and
trying to think of Adam Sandler movies. I was like, what has he done recently? It's not on Netflix.
Yes.
Okay, do you want to do one more? Or?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Oh gosh, this is a hard one.
We'll just do it.
Yeah,
all of them have been difficult.
I can only assume a bike wreck is much more gruesome than a car accident. Luckily, I have never seen one, but after watching this movie, I can imagine. That gives you some clues in that.
There's a bike wreck. E.T.
I can only imagine.
Disney-fied Easy Rider for the suburban set.
Cars?
No. Think of Easy Rider.
Easy Rider. So the Easy Rider, he's riding a motorcycle across the nation or something.
Hogs?
Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs.
Yeah. I was like, what's it called? Hogs?
That one's okay.
Yeah. There you go. There's a new game for you to play.
Yeah.
I'm sure we got some amount of points.
Oh, yeah. You got 4 points. I don't know. I didn't keep score. I just thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I saw another place do a, which we should try sometime. They took Yelp reviews of Disney attractions.
Oh.
And so they took like the 1-star reviews of Disney attractions, and they would read them, and you have to guess the Disney attraction.
Oh.
We should try that sometime.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either, but I guess it is. The best is one. This is a little, the best one that I've seen.
Yeah.
It's like a 1-star review for the hotel they stayed at, and you reading it, and you're like, "What? Wait a second!" And they get to the end, and it's the Tower of Terror. It's like a 1-star review of how bad the hotel is and how dirty it is, and
womp womp.
That's funny.
Yeah, and how the elevator's broken and all that stuff. It's funny. All right, well, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. You guys watching anything? Because here's the thing: I was on Netflix earlier trying to find something to watch, and I just couldn't find anything. So, do you guys anything?
So, well, it's not. I don't know that this is a suggestion to watch it, but we just finished.
Is it a veterinary show?
No. So you all know I've been watching Sweet Tooth, and they just released the last season. We finished it last week, and it was kind of weird. It wasn't as good as the other seasons.
Yeah.
And it ended well. I think it ended well, but there for a minute, you're just like, what is happening here? But it was good. I feel like it got just super weird. And
with my love for animals and not getting hurt and children not getting hurt, like I don't know if I can watch that.
That's what the show's all about is hybrids and animal or people that are animals and whatever. Yeah,
I wouldn't like it.
I don't know. It's
I've heard good things.
Decent. I liked it a lot. The first 2 seasons I thought were great. This last season was kind of meh. We watched half of it and then we weren't just rushing back to go finish it, but we did because we have to, and we did, and it was fine. I mean, it ended well. So
yeah.
On Netflix, I watched the new Ultraman.
Oh yeah,
animated movie. It was Ultraman Rising. It was good. I liked it. Really well animated. Really well done. Good story. Really cool visuals to it.
Yeah, earlier when I was eating lunch, I was like, I kept scrolling through Netflix trying to find something, and I finally just like Wednesday popped up, and I was like, "Oh, let's put that on again." Just while I eat, because I couldn't find anything. I don't.
Also on Netflix, it's a good little documentary called "Remembering Gene Wilder."
Oh,
that goes into it's really good. It's emotional at times, but but it really it's really nice because I'm guessing like he's at one point in his life wrote like an autobiography or whatever, and then recorded it because they use little snippets of him talking about his life.
That's cool.
And they go through like good, maybe not all, but a good amount of detail in the movies that he did, like Willy Wonka, Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles. Mel Brooks is in it talking. His wife is in it, which he was married to Gilda Radner. She passed and he remarried.
Yeah,
and she's still alive, so she's in there. She's talking about it. But really, it's really good documentary on him. It's cool. It's nice.
I did watch a movie the other night. I don't know if I'd recommend it though. It wasn't that good. I gave it a chance. Lisa Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've seen
it. It wasn't that good. No. I was hoping because it like sort of it feels like an 80s movie. Like you like watch the trailer and stuff. It was strange. That's the only way to describe it. And it just sort of ended abruptly. It was like, oh, there's the end. So it was a short movie. Has Dylan Sprouse in it, one of the Sprouse twins, as the creature.
I did finally watch Jury Duty.
Oh, did you like it?
Amazon Prime. It was so funny.
It's so funny.
It's really funny. Yeah, it's a reality show where it follows a court case, which isn't a real court case, and everyone in it is actors except for one person.
The best thing about, well, not the best thing about the show because the show was funny, but the best comment about the show was somebody commented, "Hey, they should do this show again, but make it like a dating show, like The Bachelor." And somebody said, "Yeah, they already did that. It's called Joe Schmo." It was on TV a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, oh. So yeah, there was. I mean, my kids are out of town right now. I thought, oh, maybe I'll go see a movie, and then I looked at the movie things, and there's no
Inside Out too.
We watched it. Oh, I could give my
what's your
spoiler-free review, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
They did a really good job with it.
Good.
It's one of those sequels that it may not be as good as the first one, but it's right there with it.
Awesome.
There was no like weird stuff. It was just a good story about turning 13, and the puberty alarm goes off basically in the head, and all the new emotions they bring in it's a good fit. It's funny. It does show the awkward, her going through the awkward stage of a 13-year-old.
That's just the stage.
Mine's a really long stage. Mine's like a 3-act play.
Yeah, my kids are 6 and 9, and they liked it. My wife is a mental health therapist.
Mental health patient.
What?
Sounds like you were gonna say
mental health what patient? Oh,
it sounds like you're gonna say she's a mental health patient.
No, she's a therapist.
We were able to take her out for the day.
No, she's a therapist. She was a therapist, so I was interested after the movie. Saying,
yes, I know.
What's your take on this? Is it like? She goes, there's some things that are not exactly right, but they did a good job with showing the emotions and how they worked. So I would actually recommend going and seeing it with your family at the theater, or going to see it at the theater
that you liked.
Yeah, it was good. And here's the thing that
Pixar.
Here's the thing you could take out of this movie, because it's made so much money. It's like second behind Incredibles 2 for opening animated, I think.
And that was like disappointing.
Yeah, but because it was incredible,
right? Yeah,
it made a lot of money. Right. If they would just make movies like this that tell good stories,
no agenda,
that are fun, they're going to make a ton of money.
Yeah,
because I think it's because I'm 46. I did fall asleep just for a minute. But,
I'm guarantee I would if I went.
Yeah, but from everything I saw, and it was just for a minute, it was a good time. It was a good family movie. I think you could take any kid to it. I know some, like our neighbors we said that we were going to go see it, and they have like 4 kids or 5 kids, something like that. They said, oh, I don't want to get into that right now. I don't want to take my kids to see that with all those emotions. And I wanted to say, they already have those emotions.
All you're doing is identifying them.
Yeah. So I think anybody can see it, from teenagers on down, like kid-wise.
I don't know.
It was fun.
13-year-olds think they're too cool to watch it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think it's safe to take your kids to.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I would watch it again, like when it comes out on Disney Plus. I'm not going to go back to the theater to watch it, but yeah, we did that on Father's Day, which was funny.
Oh,
so like, what do you want to do for Father's Day? And I was looking at the movies, like, Inside Out 2's out. I don't really want to see it. But it's a dark, quiet room where I can, with a recliner.
Everybody's supposed to be quiet.
Yeah, everyone has to be quiet, and they bring you food at this theater. Let's go to the movies.
Why not?
Nice.
But yeah, I would recommend it. But I thought about going to see a movie like sometime this week or next week. There's nothing out. There's just nothing.
Yeah, the next thing that I'm looking forward to is next month, and that's Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah. It's summertime. You think they would have more movies out, but I guess they just don't anymore.
There are some. I can't remember what they're supposed to be.
Right now, like in the middle of June.
The
at the end
they probably hit a little bit of a drought on stuff this year because of all the strikes and stuff last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
One of the cool things about going to the movie on Father's Day is it's at the movie theater we go to is at this big like mall, and there's like this big outdoor area, and this company had a tent set up, and it was clearly Canadian, and they were handing out free clearly Canadians.
You were there,
and I said I beelined it. I was like, I'm going over there. And I'm like, they're like, oh, would you like to try one of these? And I was like, ma'am, she was like way younger than me. I was like, I grew up on these. And she's like, what? She's like, I was like, I drank these for when I was a kid.
Right.
Like, what?
I was drinking these before you were a sparkle in your mom's eye.
Pretty much, yeah. And then because they'd gone away for a while, remember? Yes. And my wife was like, yeah, he even joined the Kickstarter for it when it came back out. And they're like, what? And I was like, yeah, it was gone for a while. They had a Kickstarter and they sent me a whole case of it. And she's like, oh, I can't give you a case today. And I was like, oh, that's fine. They're like, would you like a hat? So they gave all our family clearly Canadian hats to wear.
Wow.
They gave us like a stack of coupons to just go into stores and get free clearly Canadians. They're like, oh, you love it so much. Here's some more coupons. So, but it was in a can. And I was like, I'm used to these being in a bottle. And they're like, oh, well, this is our new thing for like poolside.
I don't need a can by a pool.
So, and I was like, okay. But the funny thing is the can, I wish I kept the can because it's funny. It's got the can, but the label on the can is the bottle. Printed the glass bottle. It still tasted the same, but the thing I liked about the glass bottles and the thing I like about these Uptime drinks, sponsor us Uptime, so I can get free Uptime, is that it's got the lid and you don't have to like just chug it down before it goes flat. You know, you can screw it back on. But yeah, that was the highlight of Father's Day.
That's good.
I got free clear Canadian going into the theater, and when I came back out, it was still the same lady, but I just walked past and she's like, oh, would you like a free clear Canadian? I'm like, yes. And I got another one.
Yes, I would.
Yes, I would. My favorite flavor too, blackberry. Mountain
there
blackberry.
You go. Yeah, it looks like July is going to be a little bit better. There's a new Despicable Me movie and Beverly Hills Cop, which is weird. Long Legs, which is like looks like I guess maybe that's like a spider. I don't know. But then Twisters and Deadpool.
Yeah, Twisters. Yeah, we're definitely going to go to the drive-in.
That'd be cool. Yeah, Twisters. That would be cool.
And hopefully there won't be a Twister at the drive-in.
I mean, it's always a possibility. And then in August, Borderlands.
Ooh.
Which rated PG-13.
I don't know, but
it's PG-13.
I don't know if anybody will go with me to watch it.
I'll go.
I'm not going to take my son with me.
Give me a plane ticket. I'll fly up.
Got it.
So just a free plane ticket. There's one laying around. I'll fly up just to watch the movie and then fly right back.
Perfect. Yeah. So about as long as you need to stay.
I could FaceTime you or something.
Yeah. We could go to the movie together.
Just FaceTime you in the theater. Sir, put your phone away. It's just my friend.
We're watching together.
Right.
Do that on Netflix, not here.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind seeing Borderlands in the theater and Deadpool, but I think that's the only two movies that I would go to the theater for.
Yes.
We're gonna see Twisters. We're gonna see Deadpool. We'll see about Borderlands if we go to theater.
Yeah.
Well, cool. There we go.
There you go.
Bob's your uncle. Fanny's your aunt.
Bob's your uncle. And then in August, the new Star Wars video game comes out. Star Wars Outlaws, which is we read a review tonight that it's not going to be very good. It looked too easy and not much of a challenge. And
I can't play it, so I don't have any system that will take it.
We'll play it for you.
Oh, I did get a new game. Well, Chris gave me a game for once for our birthday. I don't think I can say what it is because his company makes it so.
I mean, you could have until you said that.
Super Mario. But then I was in Target the other day and I just walked past their clearance aisle. They had a ton of video games. I'm like, oh, I wonder if there's anything good. Most of it was Xbox games, but there was a few PS4 games, and they had the Guardians of the Galaxy game for $5.
Wow.
So I'm gonna try that out.
It was okay.
Is it? Oh, is it worth $5 though?
Yeah, $5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I read reviews and they were all good. So
I've been playing Fallout 4 nonstop.
Oh, I still need to load that up.
I can't. I don't know why, but it's like I can't. Every time I have free time, that's what I'm doing these days, and it's what I wanted because I'd never played it before. But before, I guess a couple months ago, I played Fallout 76, and this is what I wanted it to be, except that Fallout 76 has multiplayer. Like Fallout 76 goes over the top and the amount of grinding that you've got to do and keeping up with all this stuff that you have to do. And Fallout 4, it's a good mixture of it, and it's fun. And it's super challenging. 76 is super challenging with the weapons. It's the same kind of weapons in 4, but it's but it doesn't seem as hard, as difficult as Fallout 76 was. So
I'm looking forward to playing it.
So if you get that game, that's the one you should play.
I have that game. I haven't got to play it.
Oh, okay.
My thing is, with the kids gone, I should hopefully find some time to play some video games.
Yeah, play that.
But I've been playing. The last time I played, which was forever ago, was Hogwarts Legacy. So I'm like, I guess I need to finish that game before I start a new one, because I'm bad about not finishing a game, starting a new one, and then never coming back to that other game.
Yeah.
So I probably should finish that game, then start Fallout and play that for like 80 hours, because I guess that's how long it takes.
So speaking, it takes a lot of time. I mean, it's so ridiculous. Speaking of Hogwarts, did you see the Quidditch game that's coming? There's like a Quidditch game coming out where you can. That's all it is playing Quidditch. So that sounds pretty cool. It'd be cool if it was a VR game, which I think there is one. But and then you play the new Star Wars Bounty Hunters or whatever.
If you want a free game that you can play on your phone or the Switch or both at the same time, like one person can play on the Switch and one person can play on your phone. That's what my son and I do. Star Wars Hunters is actually fun. It is really fun.
Yeah, I need to try it. My son's played it, but I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, and my 9-year-old loves it, and like he's out of town visiting the grandparents, and my wife called and said, "Hey, he wants to play a game," and I said, "Okay, I'll just invite him on my phone," which it took forever for my wife to figure out how to accept that. And right before this, that's why I was a little late, because we were playing. He wanted to play. So Star Wars Hunters, it's free.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah.
You can download it on your phone or your Switch. It's got multiple characters. It's basically like a battle royale type game, sort of. But you can actually win. Like, it's not like you're playing with and then you just die every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Me and my son both have won multiple ones. But all the characters are like new characters made for the game. So it's not like Obi-Wan, or it's all new characters. They have like tanks that have big guns. Like Stormtrooper has a big gun. The Wookiee is who I play with most of the time, and he just like charges in with these 2 droid arms that he's ripped off and just like beats people with it, which is really fun. But and we can all play. That's a game that we could all play. The 3 of us could play if we wanted to.
So it's not that like you pick the Wookiee and the game starts and you're already dead, so you don't see him fighting.
No. You can actually fight with him, and he's really cool. He's got, and each one has like their special move. Like the Wookiee gets a big boulder and just like throws it at people. And there's a Jedi, a Sith. But the 3 of us could play on our phones or the Switch. It doesn't matter. Like, I could be on my phone, you could be on your Switch. So you guys should download it, and we should. I'm Django Greedo on there. Which I started on the Switch, and my son took over. So on the Switch, he's iamGEEK. And on my phone, I'm Django Greedo, if anybody wants to play with me.
Yeah.
So you should download it, and then we will play. And it's one of those quick games. You could play for like 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and then be like, gotta go. It's like, this is not a game where you can be like, I'm stuck on here for 30 minutes. You know, it's quick rounds. You can play quick.
Yeah.
I highly recommend that, especially for free. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. There we go. All right. Did you guys have fun tonight?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. The listeners had fun, and the watchers on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe,
Click
that.
Bell.
Yeah, hit it. Hit
Smash
that bell
it.
icon. Smash it.
Smash.
Tell your friends. Next week will be our 30th episode chapter.
Yep.
Of Living with the Landspeeder.
Yep.
And we'll have a special guest on, the producer of the George Lucas talk show. So you want to check that out. And we'll be Star Warsifying a show, pretty much. It's pretty much a show, right?
It is a show.
Yeah.
If I remember the right one, yes. Yeah.
Waka waka.
Waka waka.
I'll give you a little clue there. Anyways, and then we'll be back the next week with iamGEEK again. So
that's also a throwback from our previous episode because Chip tried to do a Watto impression and it came out like Fozzie Bear or something.
I don't want to hear this.
Hey, it's me.
You think you are someone.
I can do it. I can't.
I can't do it too well right now. I
had Watto in it, and I was like, guys, I can't do impressions. Here's my Watto.
Why are you getting? Give me some biscuits.
Which is funny. The co-host or the sidekick on the George Lucas talk show on YouTube is Watto. A guy dressed up like Watto. One of the actors from the show The Tick is the sidekick on the show, and he's dressed as Watto. And he has a cup that's one of those old Pete's Hut Taco Bell Watto cups. So it's like Watto with little Watto, and then the straw has a new smaller Watto. It's really funny. It's adult. It's for adults, but premise of the show is this comedian dresses like George Lucas, and it's like George Lucas has a talk show with his sidekick Watto.
That's funny.
It's really funny. It's on YouTube. Anyways, all right, we'll see you next time on iamGEEK. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Hey!